Hey, hey, hey. Hey, emergers. All right, so let's set up a little bit. Let me get ready. All right. Hey, emergers. It is your girl Q Talks. We are going to have a great conversation today. I am super excited. We are going to have Tygerian Lace. Let's get her in. Course, as she trickles into the chat real quick. Um, what I would like to do is definitely introduce the star, the real star, Basil Hayden. It's Tygerian, and yes, she is. Hey, Tygerian.
Hello, happy
Hi.
Thursday.
Before we started, I was introducing our star of the show. You know, Basil Hayden, our main sponsor. We're not gonna sip it today, right now, but we'll start the party next week during Fashion Week because it's a little early, but definitely want to let everyone know I do drink this and it's pretty smooth. I don't know. Do you drink this, Nigerian?
I do. It works well for a sidecar, or you can have it on the rocks. So I'm a Basil Hayden fan.
Well, Beza Hayden, we got you. We're going to get this started definitely next week. All right. So now that we got Tygerian, I already introduced myself. My name is Q Talks. I am your media personality. I cover all things fashion, entertainment, and lifestyle. But today we are here to talk about Emerge Fashion Show and definitely to dive in deep to learn a little bit more about Tygerian. So, Tygerian, one thing I've been looking at your collection. Oh, my gosh, I know I already sent you a DM because I'm like, yeah, I definitely would love to be in one of your pieces. But before we even get there, let's talk about your journey. I know you are self taught this all on your own. And then additionally, you definitely started this while having a second child. Uh,
Yes.
and now, my question is, did you quit the 9 to 5?
No, no, did
All right.
not.
So
Still
let's
currently
start from
working
the
the nine to
beginning.
five.
What was the journey that said, you know what, I want to just get into fashion because you weren't in fashion, correct? So
Correct,
tell
correct.
tell us your story a little.
Well, yeah. So being at that time a mom of one, then transitioning to a mom of two, being married, being young, having a young family, the financial space was not there to be able to afford all the lavish pieces that I used to have. And I was like, oh no, this isn't right. Like there has to be some solution to this.
Yeah.
And from there, I just said, you know what, I'm going to teach myself to sew and I'm going to make these things that I want. And it just spun into a life of its spun into a life of its own. And from there, Tygerian Lace was formed.
Less than a year,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Wow. Like you really put in, burn the hours, burning the candles that burn on both ends. Like that's amazing while still have taking care of a newborn.
Yes.
How old are your kids now?
Well, my daughter is 16 and my son is 13. So they are no longer newborns. Thank goodness. I mean, cheers to everyone that has newborns, but they're young adults in the making. So very excited for that.
Yeah, well, talking about newborns and those, like, can you tell us some of the challenges that you went through, especially being a self-taught, you didn't go to school for this. I know learning the industry, especially myself, I've been in this industry for many years. So I already know that fashion is not the easiest industry to get into. So tell us a few of your challenges.
Well, a few of my challenges, just the baseline of being able to understand what it means to run a brand. Everything from scaling to production to just one-on-one consultations and platforms to use, from how you want to run your website, your social media. I mean, everything was a learning curve. I think that as I've continued to develop the brand for now over the last 10 years, it's gotten easier, but it's still always something new that you're learning. So I want to say that everything was, was a learning
Uh,
curve. Um,
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
but being able to like develop relationships with fellow designers or various production companies or just having one-off conversations from, say, if I meet someone in the industry party and not being afraid to ask. So like, what do you do for this? Or what do you do for that? Or how does this work for you? Or how many times do you post a day? Or
Ooh.
things like that, just help me to ensure that the path that I'm creating for Tiger and Lace works for us, and then just having an understanding of what's out there, the different resources has been able to help me get over those learning curves.
Well, just hearing you speak that you went out and actually asked those questions, because you know a lot of people are closed book,
Yeah.
they don't want to share too many information. How were you able to pull those answers out, especially with you having 13-year-old and a 16-year-old? You know, they're now social media, digital, no one speaks face to face. So how were you able to get those answers? What advice do you have for them?
I mean, I definitely think it's about just putting yourself out there. So being able to say, even though we are in a space that digital media and text and everything, email takes precedent over the one-on-one interaction, but being able to say, hey, I would love to meet you for coffee. Like, let's just chat, and putting that need, that desire out there, and then coming with your list of questions so that you're not wasting people's time, is very important. So just being able to take the initiative and say, hey, for me, I learn best hands on. So you can send me an email all day and I'm like, so what do I do? Like, how do I thread this bobbin? Like things like that. But being able to meet one on one, and I think people appreciate that. It also helps you to strengthen those relationships that you're looking to build or curate. So for me, it was really just about taking that initiative, making sure that I'm being respectful of people's time, making sure that I'm prepared to be able to take up people's time and say, hey, this is what I need. And if there's any way that I can help you, I'm willing to. But I doubt that that's the case.
Listen,
That's the case.
I am listening because within 10 years you've had 30 collections,
Yeah.
you won awards. Like, I take advice, you guys. If you're paying attention, take advice. Well, talking about one-on-ones, we definitely have to tap in because I did read about your story with this one-on-one that you had with Fern Malice. Okay, so for those who do not know who she is, I went to school, so I went to fashion school, so I learned a lot about her. She was like a very staple name in the books. She was once the executive director for the CFDA, the Council of Fashion Designers of America, and she also is the reason why Fashion Week exists, because she started 7th on 6 before Fashion Week was a thing. So um, I know your story because I read your story. Can you tell us, first thing first, how did you end up on a one-on-one luncheon or whatever meeting with Fern Malice, and how did the conversation get to where she said verbatim, fashion is not easy, it's okay to rest, and do not quit your day job? That's why I had to ask about your day job. So tell us about how did you get the one-on-one? That's first. Like, how, besides going up and asking, how do you ask somebody to, hey, can I take you out for
Yeah.
lunch or something?
So I participated in Charleston Fashion Week, and I was lucky enough to be the winner of Charleston Fashion Week. And with that, part of the package was to be able to have a mentorship, and the mentorship was part with Firm Malice and various like the production company and getting tutorials and things of that sort. So I was able to go to New York, and I went to lunch, and everything was scheduled. And like you said, how do you have these interactions? I had my list of questions and I was like, okay, so what do I do for this? What do I do for that? Should I quit this? Should I not this? And she was nice enough to just continue to keep it sincere and real with me. It was like,
Yeah.
Tygerian, fashion is expensive, like it's a hard industry. And if you have the ability not to quit your day job, don't do it. And to this day, I have a 9 to 5 job
What do you do?
in addition to
Let
running a
everyone know what you do
yeah.
besides this.
So I work at Johns Hopkins University. I'm a assistant director of marketing for the Krieger School of Arts and Sciences. So I've been blessed enough to be able to be within a field that still translate in marketing. Yeah, so
That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Like, she has a real job, you guys. But okay, so then how did you take that response? Did you find it offensive, or did you find it like, you know what? I won't quit my job? Because that's
yeah.
something for me. I'm like, I don't know how I took that. I wanted to get your opinion on that.
I think that was, the firm was coming from a very sincere space, and I, to this day, appreciate it because so often we're like, oh, we can only focus on this, and but no, there's a cycle, especially in fashion. We know that there's a need for continuous collections. There's a need for you to be able to share your voice and your opinion, and that costs a financial space.
Yeah.
A lot of the, say, small business loans and things of that sort, if it's not something that if it's more so for ready to wear, then it works out well because you're able to scale and things of that sort. But when you have a custom clothing brand where you're really relying on those relationships that you're curating to bring in new customers, then there's a need to be able to say, hey, Ty, there's other streams of income that need to come in. So it really, to this day, like I said, it helps me to ensure that I'm staying grounded and planted and able to support the business the way in which I have, and that's why it's been running for 10 years because it's not running alone.
Amen, amen, amen. I love that. That is amazing. Well, now we're going to tap into the collection of the
Okay,
business. Now, the real design part,
let's
because
go.
we're on the Merges platform. So,
Yes,
everyone's really here because we want to know what's your collection going
yes,
to be.
yes.
So, I read that you have a signature of red, white, and black. Why
Yes.
red, white, and black? And do you incorporate it in every collection?
So to answer that question, I do not incorporate it in every collection, but the
Okay.
baseline, sometimes it'll be more red and black, sometimes it'll be more black and white, sometimes it'll be all three. So it just really depends. But I really enjoy the black and white space. I think that it goes beyond just the fashion space. We love, most people are like, I love black. Oh no, I love cream. I love white. So it really helps to ensure that there's a balance within my target audience. So that's part of branding. And then I think the red is just my pop. Like it just
Mm,
red looks the perfect shade. Everyone has their own. It looks good on everyone. So that's why that is the collection color scheme, the red, white, and black. But in this collection, there's no red. So I just want everyone to be. I know. I feel like last collection there was more red, more floral, more sequin. But last year it was really important. I went to a few conferences and really trying to, create a new footprint for Tygerian lace because of the fabric selection that we use. Want to make sure that we're, committed to sustainability and things
mhm.
of that sort. So this time around, we chose to go with more nudes and whites and creams, and
I
then
like
using
that.
fabrics, yeah, such as cottons, weave, a lot of the what do you want to call it? Oh,
Like natural
yeah,
fibers.
more like natural fibers.
Yes,
So, um,
I told you I went to school. I learned.
look, it's exciting. Thank you. So I'm excited. This
I'm
one's different,
excited.
but we'll see.
Well,
Y'all have to
I
try
do
it.
I do see something different. I did see a sneak peek because you featured your collection recently. I believe it was like last week or
Yes,
so. And I
we just
saw suits.
yeah,
Everybody, even the women,
yeah,
had suits.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
are we pulling away from the sequence and feathers this season?
No, I think so we did a collection in partner, or we did an event in collection with another design house. So there were four designers. So mine
Okay.
was the last to showcase. So some of the designs were from other designers, but it was just sharing like where the direction was going in fashion for 2025.
Okay.
So this time around, there are two suits in the collection, but they're very Tygerian lace, so you won't feel any difference.
So it's still very sexy,
It's
very
very
you
sexy.
show a lot of skin and I like to
Yeah.
show skin, especially during
Yeah.
fashion week. So
Yeah.
okay, well,
I definitely.
well, for that was our last question. I know it's a lunch hour. I want to be able to get people some time to actually eat and enjoy their lunch. But for those who want to search you while they're enjoying their lunch, let us know where can we find Tygerian lace. List
Yes.
all of it. I have it listed, but I want you to list.
Wonderful. So TygerianLace.net is the website. Tygerian Lace on all social media handles, including Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We are not on TikTok just because, like I said, I'm a one woman show, and I like TikTok is a whole nother like life. I'm like
The
I
time.
don't have capacity.
Yep. Yep.
But outside of that, the website TygerianLace.net, and then all social media platforms excluding TikTok is Tygerian Lace.
And you will be able to see Tygerian lace definitely at Emerge
Yes.
September 10th. So excited. So please get your tickets now. Be sure to follow Tygerian Lace, follow myself at Q Talks, and get ready for New York Fashion Week. So
Excited.
excited. All right, everyone, have a great lunch. And of course, cheers to Basil Hayden. We'll have more shots definitely on the red carpet, Merge Fashion Week. So till later, you guys. Bye.